What's up, guys? So right now I'm just gonna bullshit and film about custom speaker pods. Right now I'm disassembling the original pods, the very first pods that I took off or put on the Suburban were these dual 6.5s, and I think the first ones we put in here was hey, neighbor has a drag race car. What are you gonna do, you know? Oh, yeah. So my neighbor has a drag race car. He likes to drag race Buick Grand Nationals, and they're pretty fucking sweet. But you know, he don't bitch about the audio. We don't bitch about the drag cars, you know. So I'm just taking off. This is a 11/32 socket. Whatchamajig? And so I'm just pulling the rear hardware. They're just lock nuts with the silicone lock on there. Now, the new custom speaker pods hardware that it's gonna come with everything, well, past couple months and on forward, much different hardware. It's not these original bolts. It might be the same nuts on the back. Okay, that's great. These will work fantastic. But the new ones, really sharp. I saw those whenever I was touring the CSP facility in South Carolina with my buddy Hunter. That was awesome. That was for the Ruckus and Chill show. Enjoyed that very much. That's definitely in my car audio experiences that it's up there. It's up there. It's like top 3 easy. That was amazing. But yeah, so this is that rear door. I showed y'all the front door. This is the rear door. Rear door has dual 6.5s as well as the front doors do. So today me and my buddy Hunter, who's here, who went to the North Carolinas with me, we took out 8 down for sound 60s, the 6.5 inch, and me and CSP, Custom Speaker Pods, have cooked up a new strategy for the doors going forward for a little revamp. You know what I'm saying? They more on the recent side. They have combo kits and speakers. So I got all these new brands to choose from whenever I was shopping for new door for new mids. But I'm also trying to get some vocal amplifiers to play around with, because I want it I like things a little different in my bourbon. What are you gonna do, you know? But yeah, so me and Brandon at Custom Speaker Pods, we have been back and forth for weeks about what's gonna go down in the bourbon. I guarantee you this, you're gonna know these things. I'm gonna be mixing in larger size speakers, so it won't be all 6.5s. Also, Custom Speaker Pods started carrying other finishes. So they have white. I don't know if you guys see this, but the old bourbon is white. What do you think? You know? I'll leave you with that. Plus, 90% sure it's going to be one of the brands that is already available on Custom Speaker Pod's website. That gives you a little this, a little that, a little this. There you go. But what is a lot of Brandon's idea, a little bit of like, oh sure, I'll do that. Fuck yeah, it sounds like a badass plan. It's just all new stuff, all new updating the build and whatnot. You got to do that. You got to update your builds. You know. What did you just grab another one? I'm the type to if I have the momentum of installing something, I wouldn't mind having 2 or 3 versions of that tool if it's something I use a whole hell of a lot, because I'll lose it mid-install, and I'm like, I don't want to slow down the progress because I lost Uncle Allen, the Allen wrench set. Hell no. So that's why I have 3 sets of SAE and standard, SAE and S. You know what I'm saying? I got both of them. 3 sets of each. Momentum don't stop. And then at the end of the month, however many I gotta buy, we buy them at Harbor Freight, duh. So I'd use the 11/32 socket, and now I'm just using a regular Phillips. Just get the rest of these bolts out. And that's it. Look at this, look at this. This one's a rusty piece of hardware, but you won't be able to see it in the video. But dude, this thing's been installed for years. Years, because it was back when I drove the Bourbon all the time. So if you're reverse engineering this install, all you need is the 11/32 socket and a Phillips, and that's how you apply the pods. I'll show you once I get one of these pods off. And Cousin Speaker Pods uses a very fine, well, they're using these fine threaded hardware to where it just kind of like catches the plastic too. Super easy, you would think. You would think threads and plastic, you can't do that. Well, you can. Now it's down to just my install. There it is. There's my pods. The originals, the first ones, and a spider. And he was dead. So no animals were harmed in the making of this film. He was dead. But look, this is what's behind the pod. It can be as ugly as it needs to be, as long as it fits the mids that you are installing. I used jigsaw, or what they have, the little aerosol, you know, no problema. And yeah, it's fugly, but and you know, for the new pods that we're gonna be putting onto these things later, I might have to trim even more. Ain't no thing, because when the pod cap's on, it looks finished. It looks nice. It looks not necessarily like GM did it or whatever your manufacturer is, you know, because no manufacturer in their right mind, well, I guess no manufacturer in their right mind. In our right mind, it makes fucking perfect sense. In their right mind would put 2 big ass speakers in each door, you know, minimum. Anyway, but yeah, the whole thing I just want to show y'all, I'm doing that. I'm gonna clean the back of these bad boys up, and well, I already cleaned them, and then I'm gonna deaden these with Second Skin Damplifier Pro. I like the Damplifier Pro for this job because it's strong enough to get the work done, but it's thin enough to be to finesse your install within the little crevices. Win-win. And then in other little spots, we may use Spectrum, just depending on if I can't get the Damplifier in all the nooks. But if I can get it pretty good covered, that's a huge plus, because these didn't have any on it beforehand. None. That's it. Thanks for watching, bros, and stay tuned, because the Bourbon is only getting louder, better, and badder.